Picture this, rugged, sun-beaten hills in western Iran. It's a place where the past lies just beneath the surface, waiting to be rediscovered. In February 2026, a team of archaeologists made a discovery here that's not just another old ruin, it's a game changer. It's forcing us to completely rethink how ancient societies operated, long before the great empires we all know from history class. At a site called Tapeh Tyalineh, researchers unearthed something astonishing. It wasn't gold or jewels, but something far more valuable for understanding history. Over 7,000 tiny clay impressions. These are called seal impressions, and along with a collection of figurines and tokens, they tell a story of a surprisingly modern world that existed 5,000 years ago. Forget the old image of simple, disorganized communities. This discovery points to a society with a complex bureaucracy, a sophisticated administrative system, and a level of organization that sounds almost like something out of a modern logistics company. These ancient people weren't just surviving. They were managing vast networks of trade and resources across Western Asia with incredible precision. So what are these seal impressions, and why are they so important? Imagine a world without locks, keys, or digital signatures. How do you secure your property? How do you prove ownership? You use a seal. These seals were small, intricately engraved stone cylinders or stamps. When pressed into wet clay, they left a unique mark, like a personal signature or a corporate logo. And at Tapeh Tyalineh, these seals were everywhere. They were used to mark storage containers, to close up sacks filled with goods, and even to seal the doors of entire warehouses. Finding over 7,000 of them in one place is like discovering the central shipping office of an ancient Amazon. The sheer volume tells us that Tapeh Tyalineh wasn't just a small village. It was a major commercial hub, a bustling center of trade and administration. Dr. Khosravi, one of the lead researchers on this groundbreaking project, explained that the variety of these seals is what truly reveals the scale of the operation. It's not just one person or one group stamping everything. The team identified 20 distinct types of seals that were used specifically for storage purposes. Think of these as the official stamps of the warehouse managers. But beyond that, they found impressions from over 150 other unique seals. Each one of these represents a different person or group, a different merchant, a different supplier, a different trading partner. This wasn't just local trade between neighboring villages. This was a massive network of interaction, connecting the people of Tapeh Tyalineh with distant regions, creating a web of commerce that spanned a huge geographical area. They were in business with over 150 different entities, all recorded in clay. Let's dive into the practical side of this. How did this ancient bureaucracy actually work? The evidence suggests a highly organized, tiered system of responsibility and trust, not unlike a modern corporation. For example, some seals were used exclusively for what the researchers call oversight. This means the person holding that seal didn't own the goods or the warehouse, but their job was to monitor what went in and what came out. They were the ancient equivalent of an auditor or a quality control inspector. Their seal on a door or container meant, "I have checked this." In other cases, the system was even more complex. The team found instances where a single individual had the authority to use their seal on both the containers inside a warehouse and on the door of the warehouse itself. This suggests a higher level of authority. This person wasn't just an inspector. They were a manager, a trusted official responsible for the entire facility and its contents. This tiered structure shows a sophisticated understanding of logistics and supply chain management. They were effectively managing imports and exports, tracking inventory, and ensuring accountability thousands of years before computers and spreadsheets. This level of control reveals that early state-like administrations were far more advanced than we ever gave them credit for. They weren't just building monuments. They were building complex economic systems. Now, a discovery of this magnitude is rarely straightforward, and the story of Tapeh Tyalineh has its own challenges. The site has unfortunately suffered significant damage over the years. Modern agricultural plowing has churned up the top layers of soil, and unauthorized digging by locals has disturbed crucial archaeological contexts. It's a race against time to recover what's left. But even with this damage, the artifacts that have survived are a treasure trove of information. Each tiny piece of clay is a piece of a giant puzzle. Currently, the research team is focused on one of the most critical aspects of archaeology, getting the dates right. They are using a technique called absolute dating to pinpoint the exact timeline of when this bustling administrative center was at its peak. Initial estimates suggest this period of intense bureaucratic activity might have lasted for a relatively short time, perhaps somewhere between several decades and a century. Imagine a boomtown, a hub of commerce that flourished intensely for a generation or two before things changed. Nailing down this timeline will help us understand the rise and fall of this early economic powerhouse. So what's next for Tapeh Tyalineh? The team has already published their initial findings in the prestigious journal Antiquity, sharing this incredible story with the world. But this is just the beginning. Their next step is to conduct extensive geophysical surveys of the entire area. This is like giving the ground an MRI, using technology to see what structures might still be buried underground without having to dig. This will help them map out the site and plan future excavations with incredible precision. They hope to resume full-scale digging by 2027, and who knows what they'll find next. Perhaps they'll uncover the residences of these ancient administrators, or the workshops where the seals themselves were carved. This discovery at Tapeh Tyalineh is more than just a collection of old artifacts. It's a window into the dawn of civilization as we know it. It shows us that the fundamental tools of our modern world administration, logistics, oversight, and bureaucracy have incredibly deep roots. These ancient people were innovators, developing the systems and structures that would eventually pave the way for the great empires of Mesopotamia, Egypt, and beyond. They were the pioneers who figured out how to organize society on a large scale, and their legacy is written in the thousands of tiny clay seals they left behind. It's a powerful reminder that history is not a static, settled story. It's constantly being rewritten, updated with every new discovery. There are still so many secrets buried beneath our feet, waiting to challenge our assumptions and expand our understanding of the human journey. The work at Tapeh Tyalineh is a perfect example of how the past can suddenly come alive and change everything we thought we knew. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the discoveries that are reshaping our world. Let me know in the comments what you think about this ancient bureaucracy. Could you imagine being an auditor 5,000 years ago? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.